Well, my name is Jason Stoller-Smith. I'm a chef at the Dundee Bistro. We're located in Oregon's wine country, right off 99, Highway 99. I've been here for 8 years now. The restaurant's been open for 10 years now. It's our 10th anniversary coming up. Our cuisine is focused on local and sustainably procured products, but I also have a focus in wine pairing at the same time. So all of our food is very wine friendly, being of the region, and so we have a lot of winemakers and people touring through wine country that come in, so we try to cater to them, their needs basically. So
it's your previous job before you got here was at Timberline Lodge?
Yeah, I was executive sous chef there for 4 years under Leif Benson, who's been the chef there for I think 25 years now. He's been there forever. No, it's great. I really enjoyed being there. I learned a lot from Chef Benson, especially for Oregon foods and Oregon products. And I also gained my appreciation for wine working out there as well. And so those two things really drove me for wanting to be down here in wine country. So when I got the job down there, he was the first one to congratulate me for coming down this way. So.
Now, how did you manage to get into this position?
Bugging the Ponzi family for a good 8 months, trying to get in. You know, they already had a chef at that point, so it's just a matter of kind of waiting it out to see what happened with that whole thing. He ended up moving on to someplace else, and so and I interviewed with them for 2 days, cooked for the whole family for 2 days straight, and it turns out they liked what I was doing, and so it worked out good. But it's always been you know, it was Nancy Ponzi's vision for the restaurant to have local and sustainable foods highlighted at the restaurant, as well as the wines from the area. And so it was under her guidance that I really developed my menu and my cooking style out, because I wasn't quite focused as I am now with the food. So she really helped me out a lot as well. Yeah, well, I think that's what the whole focus from being down here from the Ponzi Wine Bar and the restaurant is to promote the area as a whole. It hasn't necessarily been just about the restaurant or just about their wines. That's why you have the wall of the wines that you have here. I mean, how many other tasting rooms that you know of that sell this many of other people's wines at the same time? So the focus has always been for the area as a whole, not just their business. Because in the reality of the situation is that we're all here for each other. So.
Now, I know as part of your title, you're also a partner. Can you explain the relationship? I would think with that mean that you're here for a while.
Yeah, that's exactly what it means for a while. So, you know, just a little bit of a stake in the business helps keep everybody in, so it keeps everything in line.
Now, you grew up in Olympia?
I grew up, I was a military family. That's where I spent a few of my 3-year stints being in the military family, but I've been all around the world. We've done a lot of trips as a child, and then as an adult I've always valued traveling as well. So even as an adult I try to get out of the country once a year at least, go somewhere else. I just recently, 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, did a 2-month trip starting in Spain and then working towards New Zealand, with a few stops in between.
Now, it's culinary inspiration. How did you come to be here?
Wine's the culinary inspiration. So pairing those two things together, you know, I've had those experiences that I think that are just magical when you have some food that's really, really good and you have some wine that's really, really good at the same time, but when they complement each other so well that both are better because of that, that's what I really love about bringing the two together on a plate. So I took a class on food and wine pairing at CIA and down in Napa Valley, and it really kind of opened my eyes up to that whole phenomenon. So that's what I'm shooting for with everything that I do.
Now, childhood inspiration? Did you grow up in the kitchen?
Not necessarily growing up in the kitchen. You know, my father always cooked. My dad was the experimental cook in the family. Mom cooked dinner most of the time, but on the weekends my dad took the helm of the kitchen, and that's when the cookbooks came out and all that kind of stuff. And so I kind of watching that, and he was always into watching cooking shows, so that kind of got me into it a little bit. And then as I got older, it was my responsibility to cook dinner once a night a week for the family as well. And so then I started having fun with that. I went to college for a couple of years and was working at restaurants to sustain myself, and it really kind of all fell into place at that point. Dropped out of college and decided to pursue the career full time. And that was 20 years ago.
Wow. What was your education background or culinary experience?
I went to school, culinary school for 2 quarters at a community college up in Olympia, Washington. But I got my first executive chef job at a big seafood restaurant there. So kind of bagged the whole ideas just so I could focus on working and learning at the same time. So.
And what drew you to Oregon?
The produce in this area is just amazing. All the products in general. I traveled to Manhattan a couple of years ago for a James Beard dinner, and I met with a lot of chefs while I was out there, and the level of recognition for our products in Oregon, I didn't expect it at all. You know, they told me numerous times, yeah, you were in the great spot, because there's really 2, maybe 3 places in the United States where you have such a concentration of growers and ranchers all focusing on quality products and not just mass producing it. So that's what I like about Oregon as a whole, so, from the food standpoint.
Yeah, it's when you're away from the bistro. What are your getaway ideas? What do you do to recreate?
Well, I have a 10-month-old baby boy now, the first one in the family, so that's the focus right now. And you know, trying to get away with him on the weekends. We just went up to the Mount Hood and went camping out in the woods for the first time with him. So, and it was really relaxing time out in the woods. So, like that. We like going out to the beach as well. Yeah, so traveling. We're going to Hawaii soon. Well, the Ponzi Arnese is a great wine. They're actually clones from the Vietti family in northern Italy. I believe that the Ponzis were the first one and maybe one of the few to make Arnese right now. And it's a great wine. I love it in summertime. It's just really great, just chilled down. In Italy, it's really paired together, likes to be paired with salty and sweet things. And so in Italy, it's traditionally served with the traditional cantaloupe, melon, and prosciutto appetizers that they do all the time. So the recipe that I did is kind of reflective of that, with the melon and the crispy prosciutto that I do with it. So that's what I like about the wine. It's a great food wine, nice and crisp and light, and real fruit. It's fruit forward and just pairs really, really well with food.
Yeah, it was released in March and it's gone already.
Quick. Yeah, it goes quick. I believe the vineyard is up on by Dick and Nancy Ponzi's house, and it's just a small portion of it that's planted to Arnese. And so it's just one of those special wines that when it comes in and it's available for release, you want to get it before it's gone. And it's like that with a lot of their wines.
Yeah. So, you ever get tired of cooking with world-class Pinot Noir?
No, not at all. I have a chef's dream job. It's great. I have the chef's dream job. A lot of chefs feel like they eat like kings, and I position myself so I can eat and drink like a king at the same time. So I don't like to get that out so much, because then everybody will want to be a chef in wine country.
Yeah.